These are the most relevant news or gossip about what happened during the month in the world of anime, manga Japan, or the otaku community. Recently, there has been widespread discussion in Japan about the current status of Genshin Impact and other miHoYo titles, highlighting a significant decline in revenues. According to reports, Genshin Impact's overall revenue between January and September 2024 has decreased by 53% compared to the same period last year. Its sister title, Honkai: Star Rail, has experienced an even larger drop, down 55%. On the other hand, Zenless Zone Zero failed to take off as expected, with 80% of its player base abandoning the game in just 3 months. In addition, miHoYo's revenue in the last quarter of the year, October-December, has continued to fall, with August marking a particularly drastic decline. In response, the company has begun implementing cost-cutting measures, such as cuts to advertising budgets. One user commented, "The mobile gaming bubble is ending. Even the big Chinese productions are facing similar problems." Another added, "Gamers now prefer light and fast experiences. Games like Pokemon TCG Live are dominating in Hong Kong and Taiwan, but cannot be played in mainland China, showing a shift in market preferences." With the release of the anime adaptation of Genshin Impact on the horizon, many believe this could be a key factor in revitalizing the game's popularity. The Denki-Guy Matsuri convention, one of the most anticipated events for fans of visual novels and video games in Japan, has unveiled an unusual collaboration with renowned developer Team Bitters, famous for its adult content titles. This year, attendees will be able to enjoy a unique themed booth, which combines Japanese curry with a narrative of the NTR (NTR) genre, a subgenre characterized by emotional drama and infidelity in its stories. Titled A Night Without Your Wife, Curry to Eat Alone, this culinary experience is designed to immerse customers in an emotionally intense narrative, in line with the themes of Team Bitters games. The proposition is simple but intriguing. Diners step into the shoes of a cheated husband, who arrives home only to find a plate of curry left behind by his wife, who is out having fun with another man. The concept captures the essence of the NTR genre, transforming an everyday meal into an experience full of symbolism and irony. A recent report released by the Association of Japanese Animations and supported by data from Parrot Analytics has revealed that Netflix has established itself as the undisputed leader in the anime streaming market, generating revenues that outpace its major competitors, including Crunchyroll and Hulu combined. The report estimates that anime generated a total of $19.8 billion in global revenue during 2023, of which $5.5 billion came from streaming, accounting for 6% of total global streaming sector revenue. The popular Japanese cosplayer known as Sakura Victoria _ surprised her followers late last month by sharing an emotional message on Twitter celebrating the acquisition of a Suzuki TL1000R motorcycle. His post read, I explain that sometimes I write TL-kun in my tweets. I don't mean timeline, but my beloved TL1000R. It is because of this motorcycle that I wanted to get my big bike license. For 15 years I dreamed of having it, and finally I can say it's with me. I'm so happy, so happy. What seemed like a celebration quickly turned into a scandal when a user pointed out that the motorcycle exactly matched the description and license plate of one that had recently been stolen. The post read, "Please, I need your help. My friend's motorcycle was stolen, Nyankoya 85. It is a very important vehicle for her. The license plate is Toyohashiku 291. This triggered a wave of comments on social media, and eventually, Sakura Victoria _ turned herself in to the police on January 1, 2025. The investigation revealed a shocking fact. The person behind the cosplay was actually a 39-year-old male resident of Hamamatsu. According to police reports, the suspect, a man who claimed to be an employee of a company, was arrested on suspicion of stealing a motorcycle from a residential parking lot in Shinshiro, Aichi, around December 30, 2024. The vehicle is valued at approximately 700,000 yen. During interrogation, he admitted, "It is true that I stole it. I am very sorry for what I did." The methods and motives behind the theft are now being investigated. Crunchyroll's streaming platform has tripled its subscribers, reaching 15 million. However, despite this growth, recent internal revelations have generated controversy in the anime fan community. According to statements from current and former employees, the company has developed an unofficial policy that avoids hiring anime enthusiasts, known as otaku. Some executives view anime as cartoons for kids, stated employees, noting that candidates who identify themselves as fans of the medium are screened out in selection processes. This change in Crunchyroll's work philosophy is attributed to the addition of management from Funimation, a company previously acquired by Sony, whose leaders replaced Crunchyroll's top executives after the merger. Since its founding in 2006, Crunchyroll was considered a haven for anime lovers, both among its users and within its team. The platform, which started as a site for pirated content, evolved into a market leader in licensed anime, with offices decorated with iconic characters and a work environment that valued the opinions of its employees. But after the acquisition by Sony, many employees feel the focus has changed. "We no longer prioritize anime fans, but casual consumers," commented one former employee, referring to Crunchyroll's focus on more general audiences, something experts say could hurt the platform in the face of growing competition from giants like Netflix and Disney. The apparent disinterest in hiring otaku has generated criticism both inside and outside the company. Anime fans, historically loyal to Crunchyroll, have begun to question whether the platform still represents their interests. As Crunchyroll seeks to compete in a saturated market, facing increasingly expensive licensing and the loss of exclusivity to Netflix and Disney, the platform's future will depend on how it balances attracting new audiences with the loyalty of its fan base. The animator Yuta Suzuhana, Yuta16597, surprised the fan community by announcing, through his Twitter account, that he participated in the production of an H animation starring the characters Fern and Stark from the popular So-So no Frieren franchise. The project was directed by well-known artist Maplestar, who specializes in this type of content. In her post, Suzuhana wrote, "It's my first time sharing our 18 content like this, rolling on the floor laughing. I had the opportunity to work with Maplestar_art on their new animation of Fern and Stark. Thanks for inviting me to the team." This post was uploaded with Maplestar's permission to share on social media. What caught the attention of fans was not only the nature of the announcement, but the fact that Yuta Suzuhana worked as an animator on episodes 14 and 17 of the official So-So no Frieren anime, which has led some to consider that the hentai animation might be canon in some way, at least in terms of style and fidelity to the original characters. The involvement of an animator who was part of the official anime has generated divided opinions. While some fans see this as a harmless and even amusing creative collaboration, others have expressed their discontent, arguing that it could damage the image of the franchise. Piracy site HiAnime has surpassed Disney Plus in global monthly visits, even in the United States, Disney's home country. According to data compiled by SimilarWeb and reported by Torrent Freak, HiAnime racked up 364 million visits in October 2024, surpassing Disney Plus's 343 million in the same period. Although HiAnime's traffic dropped in November to 331.6 million, this number still surpassed Disney Plus's 328.2 million for that month. Within the streaming and online TV category in the US, HiAnime ranked 6th, while Disney Plus ranked 8th. In addition, HiAnime tripled the traffic of Crunchyroll, the largest streaming service dedicated exclusively to anime, which recorded 125.1 million visits in the same period. HiAnime experienced a significant increase in its traffic in recent months. Between June and August, its monthly average was 209.5 million visits, but this number jumped to 302 million in October. This growth coincides with the closure of major piracy sites such as Uniwave, which had reached 170 million visits in August before suddenly disappearing, and the recent inactivity of Anitaku, formerly Gogo Anime. After 37 years as a mainstay in the light novel industry, the iconic Dragon magazine, published by Kadokawa, will cease publication. Its last issue will hit stores in March of this year, according to the Japanese site Oricon. This closure marks the end of an era for the magazine that was home to such iconic works as Full Metal Panic, Slayers, Spy Classroom, Date A Live, and the classic harem romantic comedy High School DxD, among many others. Renowned Japanese producer Koichiro Ito, who worked on the movie Your Name, is facing trial for real cop crimes. I have to say it this way because YouTube doesn't allow the right words. The prosecution in Japan has requested a 6-year prison sentence, and the final judgment is expected to be issued next February 28. According to reports, Ito was accused of paying 20,000 yen, approximately $150, to a 15-year-old high school student in 2023 to commit racy acts. In addition, he was found to have forced another underage girl to take unclothed photographs of herself and send them to his cell phone. At trial, the defendant admitted to most of the charges, and although he initially denied part of them, his defense eventually conceded the full facts. The Japan Animation Association (AJA) released its annual report on the anime industry, revealing that 2023 was a record year for the sector. According to the report, the total value of the anime industry reached 3.34 trillion yen, approximately $21.27 billion, representing a growth of 14.3% compared to 2022. This is the largest increase since the AJA began recording data in 2002. For the second time since 2002, the foreign market surpassed the domestic market, accounting for 51.5% of the total value. The international market generated 1.72 trillion yen, $10.94 billion, an 18% increase over the previous year, while the domestic market grew by 10.6% to 1.62 trillion yen, $10.32 billion. The main contributors to the global market were North America and Asia, which together generated 72% of total revenues, totaling $14.3 billion US. Kadokawa Anime director Takashi Kikuchi shared in a recent interview with Mainichi the company's strategies for ensuring more stable and sustainable anime production. Kadokawa plans to optimize its approach in the face of rising costs and industry challenges. Simply increasing the number of productions is not viable in terms of profit, Kikuchi commented. Instead of increasing projects, we should focus on creative ideas such as producing more sequels to successful series or increasing the number of episodes per season. An image captured in Japan has sparked a discussion on social networks, showing a group of young people inside cardboard boxes while asking foreign passersby for money. The photograph, which quickly went viral, has been the subject of criticism, ridicule, and concerns about the state of Japanese society today. Comments on Japanese forums were quick to appear, addressing everything from the social impact to sarcastic interpretations. Some users expressed concern about how this image could be registered in the future as a symbol of poverty in the Reiwa era, while others pointed out that it is a reflection of the country's economic and educational poverty. While many criticized the scene, there were those who tried to justify the situation, pointing out that begging is better than selling their bodies. However, the vast majority agreed that the image reflects a deeper problem in Japanese society today, from the lack of support for young people to economic precariousness. In a recent interview, Cloud9 CEO Takuya Chidera expressed concern about the current state of Japanese music, noting that its increasing reliance on anime may be limiting its global reach. Chidera, known for managing prominent artists such as Adu, shared his analysis of the Japanese music industry and its position in the international market. "We can't rely solely on anime," Chidera said. "Although anime has served as an important platform for Japanese music, enabling global hits such as Yosobi's Idol, Ashi no Ko Theme, and Kentaro Yanazu's Kickback, opening of Chainsaw Man, and the first Japanese-language song certified gold by the RIA, the executive stressed that this strategy has its limits. Anime remains a relatively niche medium compared to music as mass entertainment, which reduces exposure opportunities for general audiences unfamiliar with the medium." According to Chidera, this situation is creating a crisis. Japanese music is becoming synonymous with anime music, which could pigeonhole it and reduce its potential for international growth. "The ceiling of anime as a market for music is very low compared to the size of the global music market," he explained. Chidera has high hopes for Adu as the figure who can bring J-pop and the Vocaloid industry to the global stage. Adu is the only Japanese solo artist who can compete on the global stage and peak in the next 3 to 4 years, he assured. Her upcoming world tour in 2025 will be key to demonstrating J-pop's potential on the international stage and positioning it as a contender against K-pop and other emerging genres. Malaysian cosplayer Renachu, known for her interpretations of anime and video game characters, recently shared a video of her visit to France, specifically while touring the iconic Seine River. In the video, while sporting a cosplay of the character Yotsuba Nakano from Gotoba no Hanayome, she expressed her surprise and disgust at the strong smell emanating from the water. Amidst nervous laughter and surprise, she commented, "What the hell, people swam here for the Olympics. Oh my god, my nose. How stinky." The well-known artist H. Maplestar has updated his followers on his upcoming projects, making it clear that 2025 will start with a lot of activity for him. Among the most anticipated releases are the animations of High School DxD and Dandadan, two franchises that have generated great demand among his fans. In addition, Maplestar has confirmed that Dandadan will be expanded into a longer work, a decision made after receiving multiple requests from fans. Over the course of 2024, the anime industry underwent a series of changes that reflect its growing global relevance. With a market that has grown sixfold in the last decade, Japanese companies are accelerating their participation in this booming industry. This growth has led to intense competition for leadership, marking a decline in the influence of platforms such as Netflix and a rise of traditional and emerging players players. The year 2024 was particularly notable for a significant increase in mergers and acquisitions within the sector. Companies such as Bandai Namco Holdings, Toho, and Kadokawa acquired major animation studios responsible for big hits such as Blue Lock, Dandadan, and Ashi no Ko. These acquisitions have not been limited to Japan. Toho surprised the global market by acquiring Kids, an animation film distributor in the United States, strengthening its position in the North American market. A few years ago, platforms such as Netflix and Disney Plus seemed to dominate anime distribution, investing in exclusive projects and generating fears about a possible westernization of content. However, the reality has changed. Failures in original titles and a growing preference for acquiring distribution rights to major franchises such as One Piece or Naruto have reduced the ambition of these platforms to produce exclusive content. This has brought traditional Japanese production models back into the limelight. Technology companies such as DMM and CyberAgent have also entered the anime market with force. With significant investments in studios and production, these companies are capitalizing on their expertise in technology and digital innovation to develop new distribution and monetization models. New studios such as CUE and CA SOA have been created, adding to their efforts to consolidate themselves as relevant players in anime production. With production budgets that can exceed billions of yen per series, anime has become an industry that requires massive resources and the ability to take risks. This has concentrated power in large corporations such as Sony and Bandai Namco, but has also opened the door for the entry of new players seeking to redefine the rules of the game. A recent study conducted by the marriage introduction service company Onet in Japan revealed that the percentage of 20-year-olds with experience of romantic relationships and a desire to marry has reached its lowest level in the last decade. This phenomenon could be related to the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, which coincided with the beginning of the high school stage for this group. According to the survey results, only 53.7% of respondents reported having had experience in romantic relationships, the lowest figure recorded in the last 10 years. When broken down by gender, 53.5% of men reported having had romantic relationships, similar to the previous year, 53.1%. However, women experienced a sharp decrease, from 70.2% last year to 53.8% this year. The H industry is full of surprises. Most of the artists, it is said, are women, and this was again demonstrated when Chasia, a well-known illustrator of H-themed anime girls, revealed that she had been a ballet dancer in the past. The artist shared this revelation via Twitter, showing her days as a ballet dancer next to a current image of her working in her studio while drawing H illustrations. At a meeting held in late 2024, the foreign ministers of Japan and China reached 10 key agreements to strengthen cultural ties, highlighting a focus on the joint production of audiovisual works. Among the most prominent agreements, both sides agreed to promote the joint creation of anime, live-action series, and documentaries for broadcast and distribution. This also aims to resolve common issues related to cultural policy, such as transparency in the distribution of Japanese content in China, anti-piracy measures, and the creation of a safe environment for creators in both countries. The collaboration promises significant benefits for both nations. Japan seeks to tap into the huge Chinese market, one of the largest in the world, and to access a system that offers preferential treatment for its productions. Films registered under the Japan-China Agreement are not included in the strict quota of foreign films allowed in Chinese theaters, which represents economic advantages for Japanese production companies. Japanese production companies face challenges due to opaque content regulations in China, where works must pass reviews by the National Radio and Television Administration, NRTA. These reviews, which can take up to 50 days, have hindered the simultaneous distribution of anime with Japan, reducing potential licensing revenue by as much as 80% according to industry executives, because the delay in streaming means that most prefer to watch via piracy rather than read spoilers on social media. 2 men were arrested in Japan on suspicion of disobeying the Copyright Act after creating and selling indecent posters generated with artificial intelligence, AI. The defendants, a 36-year-old employee from Yokohama and a 40-year-old freelancer from Shiga, generated explicit illustrations of Neon Genesis Evangelion and Yu-Gi-Oh! Girls to sell in print. According to the police report, the men used an AI to generate the images and then printed them as posters that they sold at internet auctions without any official authorization. The investigation, according to the report, began when authorities detected these illegal sales during a cyber patrol. The Yokohama man reportedly pocketed about 10 million yen, more than $60,000, between May 2023 and March 2024, while the Shiga man earned about 5.7 million yen, more than $39,000 $100,000 between July 2023 and April 2024. In Miyagi Prefecture, Yuko Tano, a mother who is not a manga fan, continued to buy Weekly Shonen Jump magazine every week for 7 years after losing her son Kota in the Great Japan earthquake of 2011. Kota, who was only 13 at the time of his death, was a huge fan of the magazine and manga such as One Piece and Haikyuu. Since then, Yuko kept the tradition her son loved alive, buying each new issue for him in the hope that, had he been alive, he would have continued to enjoy these stories. When her son passed away, Yuko placed copies of Weekly Shonen Jump in his casket and on the family shrine. She later realized that she could not throw them away, as she had previously done with Kota's manga. Therefore, he continued to buy the magazine every week even when he couldn't find it in nearby stores. Regardless, the Weekly Shonen Jump magazine collection began to accumulate, and by the time the news went viral, it had amassed more than 350 issues. Ankins01inch, an urban artist who usually stars his works with anime characters and places them in Mexico City. In a collaboration with Dork and Demonkid_Tattoo, who shared a wall with him, he revealed his most recent work, a mural dedicated to the Kaguya-sama, Love is War franchise and starring Kaguya Shinomiya and Chika Fujiwara. The artist shared several photographs of his art and even a video with the artistic process, noting that this fine piece is located in the Tláhuac mayor's office in Mexico City. His work immediately attracted attention on social networks, especially from people who wanted to look for him to take a picture next to such a fine piece of art. These were the most relevant news of the month. Thanks for watching until the end. Don't forget to check the other videos of the channel. Until next time.